In this unit of our InDesign CS6 course, we're going to package all of the elements that we've got built into this completed TT card flyer file into a folder that we can hand off to a commercial printer that can produce this job for us. Now what I'm going to do in this case is I'm just going to close this pre-flight panel, just clicking on the X. That'll remove the panel. It doesn't delete it, it just gets it out of our way. And then I'm going to go to the File pull-down menu, and I'm going to go down to the Package menu command. If you're working on a Mac today, you'll see the keyboard shortcut for that is Command-Option-Shift-P as in Paul. If you're working with a Windows PC, that keyboard shortcut would be Control-Alt-Shift-P as in Paul. I'm going to click that menu command, and that'll bring up the Package dialog box. Now as I look at this allows me to see the print settings and elements that I have loaded for the job. I'm going to click on the Fonts box, and I have the Show Problems Only checkbox checked. It's good that I see nothing here because I have that checkbox selected. If you don't, and I won't shortly by deselecting it, what this will do is it'll show all 4 fonts that are used in this job: Arial Regular, Italic, Bold, and Bold Italic. It tells us what type of fonts they are, the status, which all of them say OK, and that's a good thing, and that none of them have any type of unique or special copyright protection built into them. It's very easy for me to package this and hand this off to the printer so that they have everything they need to run the job. If I check that Show Problems Only box, that'll show I have no problems. Let's go to Links and Images. And in this case, because I have the checkbox show, I have no problems there. If I turn that off, it's going to show all 5 of the graphics we've got. The online graphic, the reversed one, and the Total Training Online for the front of our card flyer. That email header that goes to the top of the inside, and then the discount offer that goes to the bottom of the inside of our card flyer. These other options for colors and inks, print settings, and external plugins are basically built in for what's included for this document and are not immediately relevant to what we need because our printer will actually set those situations. So I'm going to go back to the summary one more time, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this Package button. And when I do that, it's going to allow me to set up printing instructions. So I could say contact Randy. I could put in my company and address and phone number and fax and email. So I could give contact information that's loaded into it. I'm just going to put the company, Total Training. And then for the instructions, I'm going to say package for printing the card flyer. And I'm going to continue. Now, what that will do is it will actually create a text file that's loaded into my job folder, and that will let me package this in. Now, in this case, I'm going to have a completed TT card flyer folder. I'm just going to add for printer. It's going to be stored in my Chapter 4 folder. I'm going to ask it to copy the fonts, to copy the linked graphics. I'll want it to update graphic links in the package. And I have additional options that are loaded in. If I want to go back to those instructions, once again, I could click this button, and it would allow me to add information into that digital job ticket that I created for information. I'm going to click the Package button. And as I do that, I'll get this alert box that says restrictions apply to copywriting font software that you provide for use to a service provider. And it has the rules and contracts for that. As a matter of course, you can include a copy of the fonts that are used for this job so your printer can actually reproduce this job for you. We're going to say OK. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to create that package. Now let me show you what that is. I'm going to hide this by going InDesign, Hide InDesign. And what I'll see as I go to that Chapter 4 folder, okay, is that I actually have a completed TT card flyer folder for printer. It contains a copy of my completed flyer. It also has document fonts. Those are the fonts that we used: Arial, Italic, Bold, and Bold Italic. It has the links, that email header and the discount offer that go inside of the document, as well as the Total Training CMYK outline, the reverse logo, and the Total Training Online CMYK outline text, as well as this instructions text file. That's basically the digital job ticket that's used for that job. I'm going to double click on this, and what it'll do is it'll show exactly what it says. Okay, it says that I'm the contact from Total Training. It has room for that phone, fax, and email that I didn't include, as well as the special instructions that are loaded in for the job. It shows the external plugin that's built into the job, as well as a little report on what's been done. It has 4 fonts that are loaded in here. It shows what those fonts are. It shows that it uses process color inks. It shows that I have 5 linked images. It lists the print settings for this job and the file package list, everything that it contains. The card flyer itself, as well as the fonts that are loaded in and all those graphics. So this instructions.txt gives a little digital job ticket, but it also gives insight to my commercial printer for everything that they need to go with that job.